take a walk around, see if there's any signs of force.
Right here.
Oh! Oh!
Whoa.
Marcus!
Yes, please. Keep going! Keep going!
Stay tuned.
Good things come to those who wait.
In a quiet part of the forest, a soldier and his girlfriend Tasha sat together on an old fallen log, trying to remember their past and talk about old times. The area was mostly calm, a rare moment of peace in a world that had become incredibly dangerous. They spoke quietly about the days before the virus, about their families, and about the dreams they once had. Everything felt almost normal. They had found each other during the chaos and had been together ever since, relying on each other for survival in this harsh new reality. As they spoke, their conversation was suddenly interrupted by the sound of a woman screaming for help in the distance. But just as they tried to approach her, a group of young women appeared from the trees, surrounding them from all sides. The gang looked aggressive and mean, carrying weapons. Then a man stepped out from behind the group, their leader with a cruel smile. He looked at Tasha with disrespectful eyes and made a rude comment about her beauty, trying to insult the soldier. The soldier did not react with anger. Instead, he spoke calmly. When the man saw that the soldier was holding a rifle, he nervously told him to put the gun down. The soldier used this moment to talk, convincing the gang that they were not enemies and that fighting would only attract infected people. But while he was talking, he slowly revealed another hidden gun he had tucked in his belt behind his back. In a quick moment, both the soldier and his girlfriend fought back against the gang. They were skilled and managed to fight off several members, knocking them down and disarming them. The man who had made the rude comment tried to run, but Tasha tripped him. However, as they were fighting, they noticed from one side a large group of infected people coming towards them from another direction. These were humans turned into violent, mindless creatures by the virus that had spread across the world. Realizing they were outnumbered and would be trapped between the gang and the infected, the soldier and Tasha decided to run. As they escaped through the trees, they continued to fight off the gang members who chased them. In the chaos, Tasha spotted an old book lying on the ground. She grabbed it and put it in her bag as they fled deeper into the forest. The scene then shifted to a different part of the city. The soldier walked carefully through the rubble, ready for anything. He talked quietly with Tasha about where to go next. Suddenly, he heard a man's voice shouting for help from inside a nearby building. They followed the voice to a small, damaged house. Inside, they found a desperate man sitting on the floor, terrified and shaking. He pointed to his young son hiding in a corner, crying softly. The man begged the soldier to take his son from this place and get him to safety, making him promise to take care of the boy. With a heavy heart, the father gently pushed his son towards the soldier and told him to go. The soldier tried to convince the man to come with them, but he refused. The father then turned back towards the danger, sacrificing himself to give his son a chance to live. The soldier grabbed the child's hand and they ran from the house just as infected people began to swarm the area. The scene changed to a small, secure room that the soldier and the orphan child were using as a temporary home. The next afternoon, they shared a simple meal together. It was a quiet time, a chance to start building trust. The child was shy and sad, but the soldier tried to be kind and patient, speaking softly and giving the boy space to grieve. After lunch, the soldier checked his bag. He found the old book that Tasha had picked up in the forest. Curious, he opened it carefully. Inside, tucked between the pages, was a letter written in Tasha's handwriting. As he read her words, his eyes became wet with emotion. It was a personal message, words of love meant for him to find. She wrote about how much he meant to her and how proud she was of him. The letter reminded him of why he had to keep fighting, his promise heavy on his heart. Meanwhile, in a completely different setting, a secret meeting was taking place inside a clean, modern building. 3 people in suits were talking to a man named Dr. John Marrow. He was the doctor responsible for creating the virus that had caused so much suffering. He smiled confidently and said that he was the most modest person in this world and that he only did his duty to try and make the world a better place through science. He truly believed his terrible experiment was for the good of humanity, his arrogance blinding him to the truth. Elsewhere, a news report played on a flickering screen. The anchor spoke about the Zero virus and the problematic side effects it was causing, turning people into aggressive infected creatures. The report hinted that Dr. Marrow knew the real reason behind the virus and was hiding the truth from everyone. In another part of the city, a man wearing a blue shirt was resting in a barricaded apartment. Suddenly, he heard loud banging on his door. He checked and saw a large crowd of infected people trying to get in. His friend was bitten and turned into one of them right in front of his eyes. With no other choice, the man in the blue shirt ran to his car and drove away alone, leaving his friend behind with a heavy heart. A policeman went inside a popcorn shop nearby. When he entered, he noticed no one inside, so he took his gun and searched for anyone. He found nothing. Suddenly, infected people came from a back area and attacked him. They injured him badly, and he became infected himself. Back in their safe room, the soldier and child bonded more each day, playing simple games to pass the time. During one game, they saw a woman in the distance walking toward their building. She was pregnant and holding a gun. They were unsure if she was infected, but then realized she was not. She was just a survivor, her eyes tired but kind. She told them about her journey and offered to take them to her sister's house, which was in a safer area with more supplies. The soldier and child agreed and started this new journey with the pregnant woman. One day, they encountered many infected people and had to run and hide, fighting only when necessary to survive. On the other side of the city, Dr. John Marrow continued his research. He had a partner, a cruel man named Frank, who did all the violent work without question. They experimented on the virus using living people as test subjects. Another doctor working with them realized this was evil and said he could not continue. Dr. Marrow, seeing him as a threat, coldly killed him to protect his plans, showing no remorse.
No!
The scene shifted back. Tasha had found them again. In a desperate moment when the soldier and child were cornered by infected people, Tasha locked herself in a room with them to protect them. She fought bravely. In a final heroic act, she sacrificed her own life to save them, holding the door closed as long as she could. The soldier and child escaped, but the loss of Tasha was a heavy blow that left him broken. Later, they sat together in a quiet, overgrown garden behind an old church. The orphan child looked up and asked how to use a gun, if the soldier would teach him. The soldier refused gently, not wanting the child to learn violence at such a young age, hoping to protect his innocence. While they rested, Dr. Marrow was busy elsewhere, convincing powerful people that his experiments were necessary to create a better world. Many believed him, swayed by his confident words. Despite his refusal, the soldier knew the child needed to learn to defend himself. He began teaching him the basics of handling a gun safely, showing him how to aim and when not to shoot. They practiced during the day. But one night, while sleeping in their car, the child had a nightmare and grabbed the gun in his fear. The car, parked on a hill, started to roll and crashed into a tree. They were shaken but found each other in the darkness, relieved to be alive. The story took a dark turn when the soldier was captured by Dr. Marrow's men during a supply run. He was taken to the secret facility and held prisoner in a cold cell. Dr. Marrow, seeing the orphan child was young and healthy, decided to use him for a dangerous experiment. Frank, the cruel right-hand man, tortured the soldier many times to get information or break his spirit. During those dark days in the facility, Frank took pleasure in making the soldier suffer. He would enter the small cell each day with a cruel smile, carrying different tools meant to cause pain. But he never gave Frank the answers he wanted. Meanwhile, another scientist in the facility who disagreed with Dr. Marrow's methods tried to stop the experiment on the child. He argued with Dr. Marrow, but they were interrupted. A high-ranking official arrived and saw what was happening. He also told Dr. Marrow to stop. The two men fought, creating a distraction. In the chaos, the soldier managed to break free. He fought his way through the facility, killing Frank. He found the child, scared but unharmed in a glass room, and they escaped. While driving away in a stolen car, they saw a man on the road. It was the same man in the blue shirt from before. An infected person was attacking him. The soldier shot the infected person, saving the man's life. Grateful and with nowhere to go, the man joined them, hope returning to his eyes. Needing food, they stopped at a small shop. Inside, the soldier saw a small locket in the shape of a Jesus cross. He picked it up. Suddenly, infected people came from the front. The The soldier killed one, but more came from a back door. He told the child and man to hide. The child, brave and quick, found a back exit and signaled for them to escape. They got away, but more infected saw them and gave chase. They knew they had to keep moving, but their luck ran out. As they tried to get away from Dr. Marrow's influence, one of his men shot the soldier from a distance. He was badly injured in the leg and could not run fast, blood soaking his pants. He knew he was slowing the child down. He took his gun, gave it to the child, and told him to run, that he would hold them off. The child did not want to leave, crying and grabbing his arm, but the soldier insisted with his last strength. The orphan child finally ran, looking back one last time with tears streaming down his face. The soldier, with his last strength, fought off the infected, and the men, firing until his ammunition ran out, giving the boy a chance to escape into the darkness. At the very end, we see a mysterious man wearing a mask walking through the destroyed world. He kills many infected people with efficient, skilled movements, clearing a path through the hordes without fear. As he walks away from a battle, leaving bodies behind, we see hanging from his neck on a simple chain a Jesus sign locket, the same kind that the soldier had seen and held in the food mart. The man pauses, touching the locket briefly, then continues his lonely mission through the empty streets, a lone figure in a dead world, carrying hope and memory like a flame in the darkness.